Hello guys, here I am Ashok Bagda from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, and right now I am going to discuss about natural frequency of simple spring mass system. So let's start. So before starting my lecture, let us discuss about natural frequency. So what is the natural frequency? First of all, if any system, if the external force is removed after giving an initial displacement to the system, then the system vibrates because of an internal elastic force, and such kind of vibrations are known as a free vibration. Then the frequency of such kind of vibration is known as a natural frequency. So let us consider a simple spring mass system as shown in figure. Here we consider a massless spring. That means the spring, we neglect the mass of spring. As shown in figure, the spring, there are three positions of spring. In a first position, the spring is fixed at one end and free at another end, and the spring having some stiffness is K. Now if the mass M is attached at the free end of spring, then the length of spring should be increased through a delta because of the mass. So when mass is attached at the free end, some force known as a gravitational force or weight of system mg is acting in downward direction as shown in figure. Now some spring force is acting in upward direction as shown in figure. Now this spring force is nothing but it is a K delta. According to the stiffness, the spring force is K delta acting in upward direction as shown in figure. Okay. Now let us consider third position. Now if we give some initial displacement from the mean position of spring by means of some external force, then again a spring will displace from its mean position through a x. Now in such a case, mass will move in downward direction as shown in figure. So acceleration, velocity and displacement also acting in downward direction as shown in figure. Now let us consider a free body diagram. So here we consider free body diagram. So this is a free body diagram of the spring mass system. So we know that weight of the system mg is acting in downward direction here. Another force is a acceleration force. That means mass into acceleration. That means it is a inertia force. Mass into acceleration. It is inertia force acting in upward direction. And again, spring force is acting in upward direction is k into bracket x plus delta as shown in figure. Now let us consider some notation regarding the spring mass system. So here we consider K. So here there is a correction. So K is a stiffness of, so here it is not S, it is K. So K is a stiffness of spring, or we can say that it is a force required to produce a unit displacement in the direction of force or vibration. And we know that the stiffness of spring is expressed in Newton per meter. So another notation is M. So M is a mass of the system. So M is a mass of the system. M is a mass of the system. K is a stiffness of spring. M is a mass of the system. Then delta. So delta is a static deflection of spring due to the weight. And W is a weight of the mass, weight of the system. And X is a displacement. This is a displacement given to the body by means of external force. Okay. Now, if we consider the free body diagram, then here we see that there are three kind of forces acting on the system. So first one is the inertia force. So inertia force acting on the system, and this inertia force is always in opposite direction to the motion of body. Second one is the spring force. So here spring force is also acting in opposite direction to the motion of body, and this is the value. Spring force is equal to K times displacement. Third one is the gravitational force, and this gravitational force is always acting in the downward direction and is equal to m into g. That means mass into gravitational acceleration. Now there are three methods. Now we can determine the natural frequency of any system, any vibrating system, by three methods. First one is the equilibrium method. First one is a equilibrium method. Second one is a energy method, and third one is a Rayling's method. In today's lecture, we are going to derive an equation of natural frequency by using equilibrium method. That means by using D'Alembert principle. Now, first of all, let us discuss about D'Alembert principle. Now, if any system which is not in static equilibrium because of acceleration, then we can brought this system into static equilibrium by applying inertia forces on it. So if we apply inertia force on the system, then our system will come in a static equilibrium. Okay, so according to the D'Alembert principle, so any system, we can say that in a static equilibrium, if the summation of inertia force plus the external forces acting on the system is become 0. So this is the D'Alembert principle. Now, in our case, in this free body diagram, we know that there are three types of forces acting on the system: inertia force, spring force, and gravitational force. So summation of these three forces is become 0, then we can say that our spring mass system is in equilibrium. So first of all, inertia force. So we know that the inertia force is m into x double dot, is acting in upward direction. Here x double dot is a acceleration of the mass, plus spring force. It is also acting in upward direction as shown in figure. Spring force, it is also acting in upward direction as shown in figure. So plus, we consider plus k into bracket x plus delta. So this is spring force. So here we add spring force minus mg. So gravitational force is acting in downward direction as shown in figure in a free body diagram. Gravitational force is acting in downward direction as shown in figure. So we consider minus for a downward direction is equal to 0. Now if we simplify this equation, then we get mx double dot plus kx plus k delta minus mg is equal to 0. Now as shown in figure, as shown in second position, here we can see that mg is acting in downward direction and k delta, it is a spring force acting in upward direction. So in a position 2, we can say that mg is equal to k delta. Here mg is equal to k delta. So here we can say that mg, if we put the mg is equal to k delta, then k delta will cancel. So we finally we obtain mx double dot plus kx is equal to 0. Now we again divide this whole equation by m. So we get x double dot plus k by m into x is equal to 0. So we get this equation. Now we know that fundamental equation of simple harmonic motion. So this is the fundamental equation of simple harmonic motion. X double dot plus omega n square into x is equal to 0. So here omega n is nothing but it is a natural frequency. So we get, if we compare these two equations, this equation and this equation, then we get omega n square is equal to k by m. So we finally get omega n is equal to root k by m. Now the natural frequency and time period of the vibratory system. So here Fn, we know that natural frequency in hertz. We want to determine the natural frequency in hertz. So natural frequency Fn is equal to, we can write omega n upon 2 pi. So if we put the value of omega n root k by m, then we get natural frequency Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi in a root k by m in a hertz. Again we know that mg is equal to k delta. So we get k by m is equal to g by delta. So we can replace k by m as a g by delta. So we get another equation, natural frequency Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi in a root g by delta. Now we derive the equation of time period. So we know that time period means it is a time required to complete a one cycle. That means it is a reciprocal of natural frequency. So we can write Tp is equal to 1 upon Fn. If we put the value of Fn, then we get another equation, Tp is equal to 2 pi under root k by m. So in this lecture we have derived two equations of natural frequency. One is Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m, and another equation is Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root g by delta. So here g is a gravitational force or a gravitational acceleration. So here g is a gravitational acceleration, k is stiffness of spring in Newton per meter, m is the mass of the system in kg. Okay, so we get the equation natural frequency 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m, and time period of the system is. Hello friends, myself Ashok Bagda from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, and today we are going to solve some example based on natural frequency. So let us start some example based on natural frequency. So first example, find the natural frequency of system as shown in figure. Find the natural frequency of system as shown in figure. So here our system is given, there is one pulley, it is connected, one mass is attached to the string, and this string is wound around the pulley. Pulley is connected with a spring having stiffness is k. So this is our, and we want to determine the natural frequency of this system. So if mass m is displaced, we can say that if mass m will move in this direction, if mass m is displaced through a small linear distance x from, then the pulley will rotate and through an angle theta as shown in figure. So here we can say that this is the equilibrium position. This is the equilibrium position, spring having k is stiffness, pulley having mass is capital M, and small m is a mass attached to the end of string. So if mass m is displaced through a small linear distance x, then what happens? Then we can say that pulley rotates through an angle theta. So then pulley rotates through an angle theta. So we can say that here the linear displacement x is equal to r theta. So from figure we can say that the angular displacement of pulley is theta. So angular velocity is theta dot, and angular acceleration of pulley is theta double dot. The linear displacement of mass is x, linear velocity of mass is x dot. So we can say that x dot is equal to r into theta dot, and linear acceleration of mass is equal to x double dot is equal to r into theta. So first we use equilibrium method. So this problem we solve by using two methods. First is the equilibrium method. So from figure, considering linear motion of mass. So according to the D'Alembert principle, inertia forces plus external forces, summation of inertia forces plus external forces is 0, then we can say that our system is in equilibrium condition. So here the inertia forces is always acting in the opposite direction to the motion of body. So mass is moving in downward direction, so inertia force mx double dot is acting in upward direction. So inertia force plus here some force is acting, this force is known as a T, so it is a tension force. So in a string some tension is happened, so this tension is acting in, also you can say that mx double dot plus T is equal to 0. So we get traction force, tension force or a tension is equal to minus mx double dot. Considering rotary motion of pulley, if we consider rotary motion, here we have considered linear motion, now we consider rotary motion. So rotary motion, it is also according to the D'Alembert principle, summation of inertia torque plus external torque is 0, then we can say that our system is in equilibrium. So inertia torque, from the figure we can say that the inertia torque is always acting in the direction, opposite direction to the motion. So our pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, so inertia force will be acting in anti-clockwise direction. So inertia force is IO into theta double dot plus spring having some stiffness is K, so also some torque is also acting here, so Kx is a stiffness force into distance, it is a torque. So here we write Kx into R, so Kr into theta. So considering rotary motion of pulley, so according to the D'Alembert principle, summation of inertia torque plus external torque is 0, then we can say that our system is said to be in a equilibrium. So inertia torque, so as shown in figure, so pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, so in anti-clockwise direction inertia torque is acting. So here inertia torque is IO into theta double dot, so we put the value IO into theta double dot plus external torque. So there are two external torque, one external torque is because of the spring force, so because of Kx, and another is because of this inertia force, that means because of this tension. So tension T into R, it is a torque acting in downward direction and this torque acting in this direction. So we put Kr into theta, so Kr into theta is a spring force, so spring force into radius is a acting in anti-clockwise direction and tension into radius is acting in clockwise direction, so we take negative sign is equal to 0. So finally IO into theta double dot plus K R square into theta plus mx double dot, so here we put the value of tension torque is equal to, value of torque is equal to mx double dot into R is equal to 0. So IO theta double dot plus Kr square into theta plus mr square into theta double dot, because we know that x double dot is equal to R into theta double dot. So if we take a common theta double dot, then we get in a bracket IO plus mr square bracket complete into theta double dot plus Kr square into theta is equal to 0. So now we put the value of mass moment of inertia. So pulley having mass moment of inertia is 1/2 mr square. So in a bracket 1/2 capital M R square plus small m R square bracket complete into theta double dot plus Kr square into theta is equal to 0. So if we take a common theta double dot, so here the R square we consider theta double dot plus in bracket Kr square upon 1/2 capital M R square plus small m R square bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. So here R square is common in numerator and denominator, so finally we get theta double dot plus in bracket capital K divided by capital M by 2 plus small m bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. Now comparing this equation with a fundamental equation of simple harmonic motion, we get omega n square is equal to capital K by in a bracket capital M plus small m bracket complete. So omega n is equal to root in a root capital K divided by capital M by 2 plus small m. So natural frequency we know that is equal to 2 omega n upon 2 pi. So Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi in a root K by capital M by 2 plus small m in hertz. So this is the natural frequency of this given system. Now we derive this same equation by using energy method. So we know that a mass having linear motion, so linear kinetic energy of mass is 1/2 mx dot square. So we can say that x dot is r into theta dot, so is equal to 1/2 m r square into theta dot square. Now pulley having rotary motion, pulley, so kinetic energy of rotary pulley, so kinetic energy of pulley, so pulley having rotary motion, so is equal to 1/2 I-O into omega square. So 1/2 I-O into theta dot square. So theta dot is the angular velocity. So potential energy of spring. So we know that potential energy 1/2 kx square. So 1/2 kr square into theta square. So total kinetic energy, we can say the total kinetic energy is 1/2 mr square theta dot square plus 1/2 I-O into theta dot square. And total potential energy is equal to 1/2 kr square into theta square. So according to the energy method, so kinetic energy plus potential energy is constant. So if we make a derivation of kinetic energy plus potential energy, then its derivation becomes 0. So d by dt in bracket kinetic energy plus potential energy bracket complete is equal to 0. So if you put the value of kinetic energy and potential energy, so d by dt in bracket 1/2 mr square theta dot square plus 1/2 I-O into theta dot square plus 1/2 kr square into theta square is equal to 0. So if we make a derivation of this equation, then 1/2 2 is as it is, mr square is also constant. So theta dot square is a variable. So the derivation of theta dot square is 2 theta dot into theta double dot plus 1/2 I-O into 2 theta dot into theta double dot plus 1/2 kr square into 2 theta into theta dot is equal to 0. Now in this equation, theta dot is common, so we can say that. And also if we simplify this equation, then we get mr square into theta double dot plus 1/2 mr square, capital mr square into theta double dot plus kr square is equal to kr square into theta is equal to 0. So we get m into theta double dot plus capital M by 2 into theta double dot plus k into theta is equal to 0. So if we take a common, theta double dot is common, so then we get in a bracket m by 2 plus small m bracket complete into theta double dot plus k into theta is equal to 0. So if we rearrange this equation, so theta double dot is equal to k, capital K by capital M by 2 plus small m bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. If we compare this equation with simple harmonic motion, then we get omega n square is equal to capital K divided by capital M plus capital M by 2 plus m. So omega n is equal to under root capital K divided by capital M by 2 plus m. So natural frequency we get omega n upon 2 pi. So Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root capital K divided by capital M by 2 plus small m in hertz. So this is the natural frequency of given system, and this equation we have derived by using energy method. Now let us see another example. Find the natural frequency of system as shown in figure. So here another system is given, but here there are two pulleys given. One pulley having radius is capital R and another pulley having radius is small r. Okay, the mass of this pulley, this is a compound pulley. So this pulley is also connected with this pulley. The total mass of this pulley is capital M, and small m is attached at the end of string, and this string is wound around the smaller step of pulley, and another string is wound around the larger step of pulley. So spring having stiffness is K. So this is a system. Now this is equilibrium condition. Now we consider the mass m is, this is equilibrium condition. Now let us consider mass m is displaced through x1 distance, and because of that a spring is displaced through a x2. So angular displacement of pulley is theta, linear displacement of mass is x1, linear velocity of mass is x1. We know that x1 is equal to r into small r, because the smaller pulley is having angular rotation is theta. The rotation of angular smaller pulley because of the mass, small mass, is theta. So here we write x1 dot is equal to r into theta dot, and x1 is equal to r theta. So linear acceleration of mass is x1 double dot is equal to r into theta double dot. Now deflection of spring x2 is nothing but it is equal to capital R into theta. So first we see the equilibrium method from figure. Considering linear motion, so inertia force plus external force should be 0. So inertia force because of mass is mx double dot acting in upward direction, and another tension in a string is acting in downward direction. So mx1 double dot plus capital T is equal to 0. So capital T is equal to, we get minus mx1 double dot. Considering rotary motion of pulley, so according to the D'Alembert principle, inertia torque plus external torque, summation of these two torque is equal to 0. So inertia torque of the pulley is IO into theta double dot, plus another torque is capital KR into theta into capital R, plus KT into theta. So this KT is a stiffness of rotary torsional stiffness into theta, minus capital T into R is equal to 0. If we simplify this equation, then we get IO plus MR square bracket into theta double dot plus bracket capital K R square plus capital KT bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. So finally, if we simplify the equation, then we get theta double dot plus in a bracket capital K R square plus capital KT divided by capital MR square by 2 plus small mr square bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. If we compare this equation with simple harmonic motion equation, then we get omega n square is equal to kr square plus kt divided by mr square by 2 plus mr square. So natural frequency is equal to Fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root kr square plus kt divided by mr square by 2 plus mr square. So this is the natural frequency of system, and we have derived this equation by using equilibrium method. Now let us derive same equation by using energy method. So we know that the kinetic energy of mass is 1/2 mx1 dot square. So 1/2 mr square into theta dot square. Kinetic energy of pulley, so pulley having rotary motion, so is equal to 1/2 IO into theta double theta dot square. So is equal to, if you put the value of IO is equal to 1/2 mr square, then IO is equal to 1/2 mr square. So is equal to 1/4 m capital R square into theta dot square. The potential energy of spring is equal to 1/2 k x2 square. So 1/2 k capital K R square into theta square. So this is the total energy, kinetic energy, and this is the total potential energy. So according to the energy method, we know that total energy is constant. So if we make a derivation of total energy, then we get 0. So d by dt in bracket kinetic energy plus potential energy is equal to 0. So d by dt, if we put the value of kinetic energy plus potential energy, so d by dt in bracket 1/2 small mr square into theta dot square plus 1/4 capital M capital R square into theta dot square plus 1/2 capital K capital R square into theta square is in a bracket is equal to 0. If you make a derivation, then 1/2 mr square, and the theta dot square having derivation is 2 theta dot into theta double dot plus 1/4 capital M capital R square 2 theta dot into theta double dot plus 1/2 capital K capital R square into 2 theta into theta dot is equal to 0. If we simplify this equation, then we get theta double dot plus in a bracket capital K capital R square divided by capital M capital R square divided by 2 plus small m small r square bracket complete into theta is equal to 0. If we compare this equation with simple harmonic motion, then we get omega n square is equal to capital K capital R square divided by capital M capital R square divided by 2 plus mr square. So omega n is equal to in a root capital K into capital R square divided by capital M capital R square by 2 plus mr square. So finally we get natural frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root capital K into capital R square divided by mr square by 2 plus small mr square in a. Thank you.